Welcome, family. Check in. This is a wonderful, beautiful morning or rising, glorious rising, grand rising, joyous rising, family. Today is Thursday. It is January the 8th, 2026. And the time is 11:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check in. We're just going to talk for a little bit about how the Americas are being liberated. And in fact, being restored. We said this would happen, and now here we are. Just give us a brief minute as our family checks in.
Shining wisdom's light, teaching soul tribe how to see through the night. Ancient scriptures and bloodlines she knows, spreading truth wherever she goes. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Through her channel, knowledge flows, breaking chains that hold us close, teaching paths to abundance and wealth, guiding others to free themselves. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. From currencies to investments divine, she's helping her tribe to realign with wisdom, ancient and new, showing what we all can do. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia
Grand
lights
rising,
the
family.
way
It's so good to see everybody.
to a
We check
new,
in, family.
brighter day.
I see you. I see one of our somebody's at the airport heading to Toronto. Have a safe trip, Sister Yolanda. All right. I guess we can get started. Welcome, Grand Rising, Joyous Rising family. I'm just going to read some of your comments. Grand Rising to you, Michael. It's good to see you, Michael. You often contribute to the Dr. Kia Pruitt Show. And I just want to tell you thank you. I don't think I've actually been able to tell you thank you on live. I appreciate you so much for the gifts that you send to me, okay? And I appreciate all of you that are here, family. Tyreek says, You, one of my favorite children for a reason, Kia. I love you, daughter. Oh my gosh, thank you. I love you. I appreciate you so much. Grand Rising. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're just going to talk a little bit, family. It's good to see everybody. Yes, raising vibrations for one and all. That's a part of the song, some of the lyrics that our brother Kenneth, one of our Soul Tribe members, wrote for me. There's no stopping us, family. Wow. Omaha? You were in Omaha, Yolanda? Now you live in Dallas. That's awesome. The new banks are coming. Grand Rising. Hi, Russell. It's good to see you. Hello. Hi, Atlanta's in the house. I also saw the Netherlands were in the house, are in the house, right? This is beautiful. I hope I got all of your comments. Family, joyous rising. I won't be on long because I have a lot of business to tend to. But as you heard me say, thank you for the Cash App gift. I appreciate you so much. As you heard me say, this is Thursday. It is January the 8th, 2026. And right now it's 11:46. Shalom. What do you ask? Are we're taking it over? We taking over this thing. Yes. Oh, Ohio's here. I did see Cleveland, Ohio's in the house. I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. Atlanta's in the house. Come on in, family. Indiana's in the building. Greetings. It's good to see you as well. I love our soul family. So, family, somebody asked earlier, did anything happen on January the 6th? Yes. So, go to my video that Sheik Jacob Bay and I did on January 6th, which was 2 days ago. We talked about how the Pope Leo, this is the new Pope, opened the portal. No, how he had been opening the portals. You see the gold in the background. How he had been opening the portals. See, we're in a new golden era. He had starting December the 24th, 2024, and he opened like 5 of them. And then on J6, January 6th, he closed the portal or closed the door. And we talked about what that meant. He decoded it. And we also talked about why that happened on the 5th anniversary of J6, when the whole J6 situation happened and those people stormed the Capitol. They were climbing the walls. We talked about what it meant that they climbed the walls. We talked about how one particular gentleman went inside the Capitol, which is called the People's House. Okay. And how he was dressed in indigenous garb and what that meant, and how he had staked the total pole or some type of pole, actually reclaiming the Capitol for we the people and returning that whole area back to the indigenous peoples of the Americas. And we did a whole deep dive on what that meant. So go and look at my video that I did on the Dr. Kia Pruitt show with Sheik Jacob Bay on the 6th. It was a beautiful show. We did a celebration and we acknowledged that everything is being returned back to we the people. Yes, Cleveland, Ohio, raising vibrations. Oh, somebody said that the video I did with Jacob Bay was inspiring. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the love and light. I appreciate it. So many of you are in the house. I love this. Grand rising to you too, family. And we also talked about how not only are the Americas being restored, but the whole world is being liberated. This is a beautiful time to be alive. Yes, please watch it. Do you want me to? I'll find it for you. I'll find it for you right quick. Because some of you are checking in from LinkedIn. Some of you are on my Rumble page here. Some of you on both my Facebook accounts and Twitter as well. So I'll see if I can find this live that I did with Sheik Jacob Bay. It's called It's Over. Pope Leo closed the portal. Time to celebrate. Okay, so I'm going to show you that link right here. And I'll put this in the chat, okay? And in the description section for you as well. Let me see if I can pull it up for you. I see your comments. Dr. Kia, I just saw a post. What'd you say? Let me get to you. Thank you, Sekhmet Fire Goddess. Just saw a post where the Zimbabwe ambassador met with the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda. Interesting to see. A lot, thank you. A lot of nations are actually, thank you for the compliment. Somebody says I'm absolutely amazing. A lot of nations are meeting now with each other and they're doing trade. So they are doing some agreements on how they're going to take care of each other. So that's interesting. Thank you for pointing that out. I'll look for that. One of the things that I was interested in is Venezuela, how Venezuela and Burkina Faso met, the two leaders. And the Burkina Faso told the Venezuelan leader before he was captured, before Maduro was captured, that now Venezuela can do business with African nations and they could trade their Venezuela's oil for gold. And we knew all this was going to happen, right? We knew the whole world was going to be liberated because we're in that era. So here is the show from January 6th. It says it's over. Pope Leo closed the portal. It's time to celebrate Sheikh Jacob Bey and Dr. Kia Pruitt. So look for that video so you can see what actually happened on J6 or January the 6th. You're welcome. Somebody says, thank you for all you do. It's my great pleasure. Absolutely. Grand Rising family. Oh, greetings from the city of wind. What is that? Is that Chicago? Huntsville's in the house, Alabama. I appreciate you all so much. If you want to join our private group, that would be awesome because we submitted, or I should say, I did a whole video on banking protocol for foreign currency exchange. And this particular one talks about the dinar, but that video, I just uploaded it. I had talked about it some days ago, maybe a week ago, but then I just did a short video for those of you who don't want to hear a long dissertation about how the banks are going to handle foreign currency exchanges. Sacramento's in the house. Hi, Sacramento. I lived there for some time. I have family there, lots of family. Oh, Florida. Good morning, Theola. Sister Theola, so good to see you. Buffalo, New York's in the house. I have family there. Hi, I believe. Who else? Yeah, it was Greg Calloway. We saw some reversals happening and also some prophecies letting us know what's going to take place. Hi, 17 Rings. 17 Rings says, Grand Rising, Dr. Kia. We all appreciate you so much. Let's see. The comments are going fast. I'll read it from here. We all appreciate you and the knowledge that you share with us. You're the educator of the new earth. I love that. Thank you so much. I am honored. Love and light to you too. Hi, Lee Shepherd. Hello from Ohio. Hi, Etna Price. It's good to see you, darling. Roderick's in the house from Tallahassee, Florida. Yes, Soul Family welcomes you back. Grand Rising, beautiful queen. Oklahoma's in the house. All right. San Jose, California's here. Welcome. Oklahoma, San Jose. Kern County, California. Hadn't heard of that one. Wow, welcome. Australia's in the house. Hi, Raji. Morton's here. I love this. Oh, Etna, thank you. Etna says, we love you. God bless you. You're the best intel provider. Thank you, I believe. So let's talk about what's happening. We all know that Maduro, who is Nicolas Maduro from Venezuela, was allegedly captured. We did a whole podcast about that a couple of days ago. He was captured by President Trump, but we knew that was going to happen. We had discussed that actually on this channel, November the 19th. On November the 19th, I told everybody that my student who is from Venezuela had told me he was going back home. Remember that? He and his family were political refugees that had come to North America because Maduro had taken over Venezuela and had his gang members and a drug cartel to overrun the country. So my student, who was a 7th grader, told me in class, this is the podcast that I did. You can see it here. It says, Breaking Venezuela's Maduro yields to Trump. New regime to step in. Student tells all. And you can see the date here was November 19, 2025. I talked about how he said, I'm packing up. We're getting ready to go. He told us back then on November the 19th, here's the date right here, 2025, that President Trump had spoken to Maduro and had given him 100 days. Go back and look at that podcast whenever you get a chance. And he said he had given him 100 days, and he said to date, that was November 19th, 60 days has passed. So we're on our way back to reclaim the legitimate spot that we were supposed to have. My family was supposed to have, he said. And he said that Maduro has 30 more days. He says it's been 60 days now. And within 30 days, Dr. Pruitt, you all here in North America, because he's here in Jacksonville, Florida with me. He said, you're going to hear some news about Maduro and about there's going to be a showdown between the two, but he's already yielded to Trump behind the scenes. So he was ecstatic. We had a whole celebration in my class, and I told him how my family members were actually from Colombia. So he was from Venezuela. And I told him that my mother's side is from Colombia. How my great-grandfather, here's my great-grandfather, Manuel Gomez, had come to North America and moved to Cleveland, Ohio. How he was a political refugee from Colombia. Now I know this might not be the face that people see or can recognize as a Colombian, but the Colombians, the original Colombians, like the original people all over the planet, were actually copper colored, brown skin, dark complected, brown, whatever you want to call it. So this is my great grandfather. And I told my student that my great grandfather, Manuel Gomez, had come here as a political refugee and married a woman from the Blackfoot tribe, right on the reservation. I don't know where he found her. I don't know if he found her in Cleveland, but I know he ended up in Cleveland. And he found her and married her right here. Her name is Janie Hawkshaw. You can tell that's an indigenous name. Manuel Gomez from Colombia married Janie Hawkshaw from the reservation. They ended up in Cleveland, and these are their two children, Manuel Gomez Jr. and Dolores Lolita Gomez. My grandmother, Dolores Lolita Gomez, had my mom, Lolita Gomez, and my mom, me. My mom and my dad, David Pruitt, who his family from the what's our people called? Oh God, how did that? Cherokee. My dad's family from Cherokee. My dad's family, his dad's side, all full-blooded Cherokee, and we know our history. So my mom, Lolita Gomez, married David Pruitt, a Cherokee, and then they had me. So my maiden name is Gomez. I'm Kia Marie Pruitt Gomez, and then Lattimore because I got married. And then you all know my husband passed away. So the long history of where I come from, but from all over the Americas. Well, I would say, Colombia, and then of course here in North America. But I'm telling the story because as I was speaking to my student on November the 19th, I shared with him some things that we had in common. And then I came online and I told everybody what happened, what had occurred. So most of you accept that and receive the news. You're like, yes, Maduro yielded to Trump. But there were some people that were like, why would you trust a seventh grader? That's crazy that you would listen to a seventh grader. But he said within 30 days, we hear news. That was November 19th. 30 days later, President Trump, according to mainstream media, surrounded Venezuela with ships. Yes. And then what led to that was, sometime days later, maybe a couple weeks later, Maduro yielded to Trump, or he was captured, however we want to say it. It's interesting how I was told by my student he yielded to Trump, but the mainstream media and of course here in America, we hear that he was captured, he and his wife, and hauled off to New York. Why New York? Well, New York is the Empire State, right? That is the empire of the whole Moroccan Empire. That was the capital at some point of the Moroccan Empire, the Empire State. So perhaps he was taken to New York as a message because these people speak in codes to each other. So now let's fast forward to what we're hearing in the news now, because I told everybody, I said, listen, when you hear when we reported that the Colombian president Maduro was finally captured by Trump, I told everybody, I said, No, the Venezuelan president, when Maduro, the Venezuelan president, was captured, I told everybody, I said Colombia and Cuba's next. There was nothing in the news that said that, but I just knew it because it makes sense. All the Americas are being restored. They're being liberated. That's why on my meme for this show, I said Colombia es libre, Colombia is free. The whole area, North America, South America, Central America, they're all being liberated. All of the Caribbeans, it's all one empire. It's going to be returned back to the indigenous peoples. That's why the Colombian president, Gustavo Petro, said in November, around the same time that Maduro yielded to Trump, according to my student, he said at the UN in front of the whole world, he said the Black people are the true original indigenous people of the Americas. And it seemed like he was just making that comment out of nowhere. But I knew then when he made that announcement, we're speaking now of Gustavo Petro, the president of Colombia, I knew when he said that in front of the UN that it was about to be, something was about to go down with Colombia. He even said when he met with the UN, this is going to be my last time speaking. This is my last presidency, my last showdown, my last time speaking. So I'm going to let you know how I feel about America. I'm going to let you know how I feel about President Trump. I'm going to let you know that there's been some tensions between the United States Incorporated and Colombia. But let me just say here that we're going to be free. And that's when he said, like out of nowhere. And I did a whole podcast on that. The Black peoples are the only true original indigenous peoples of the Americas. So I said, oh man, Colombia is about that. It's about to be a showdown. So what I told everybody is that Colombia and Cuba will be next. And then of course, that's what we see. We see now President Trump speaking to the Colombian president. So I say that the Colombian president now, after Venezuela has been dealt with, now the Colombian president yielded to Trump. It doesn't look like he yielded, but he has. Gustavo Petro. How do we know? Because there was some conflict between the two of them. He spoke at the United Nations in November. Speaking of Gustavo Petro, he was upset. And then he's been doing some back and forth about how there was some tension between the two. And we saw that play out in the news. But family, it's all staged. Okay, they like drama. They like to do central casting. President Trump always say, this is central casting. They like to speak in codes in some ways, but and then at the same time, do something very dramatic, just a big show, because they like to do this for the people. They're entertaining. They're all actors. But behind the scenes, what's happening is they've been told everybody has to stand down. All of these bloodlines that control the planet, they have to all stand down, because the true ancestors of the planet, of this realm in this country and other countries all over the world, they have returned. They've returned from the ancestral republic. I told you all that there have been many resets on the earth plane. We are on the plane, planet Earth. Earth is underneath a dome. And you have extraterrestrials that are controlling things. You got to know by now they're not human, these beings that are controlling things. All the war, all the pillaging, all the plundering, all the slavery, all the fake money things that they're doing, all the taxes, all the blood harvesting, organ harvesting, unaliving of children, abortions, sick medicines, ill water, poison in the food. All of this has been done by these extraterrestrial beings that are trying to figure out how to capture the God essence. That's what they call it. That's in us. They're trying to figure out what makes us different from them. And meanwhile, they're enslaving the whole planet. So there have been at least 7 resets where these beings have used advanced technology and all type of war, nuclear weapons and weaponry, I should say, to unalive as many humans as possible, and then to enslave the rest of them. These beings live outside of the dome here, behind ice walls. And there are many other planes or planets behind the ice walls, including Mars and some other ones. I'll do a whole podcast on that. If you read the book Terra Infinita, you'll see that they talk about that, and there are many series. Well, many different books that came after that. But when these beings came, they call them the custodial. Some people call them the Anunnaki. Some people call them some there are some draconians, reptilians, all different type of beings that are all over the plane and planes outside of Earth. Okay, we're not, you know, that we're not the only life form. So what happened is when these beings came and enslaved the planet and unalived as many people as possible, some humans escaped. They had the help of the Nephilim, or the giants. There are a faction of the giants that say, I'm not going to bother them. Well, that's humans are their own entity. They were created. The humans were created by some other god beings or extraterrestrial beings, or whatever you want to call them. They have nothing to do with us. But then there are some giants that say, no, the humans are a part of us, because the Nephilim, or the giants, are actually the sons of God that made it with the daughters of men, or the extraterrestrials that made it with humans. So some of them say, we're going to help save the humans. So during various different resets, we've had about 7, the giants, the Nephilim, have helped humans. And there's a remnant of them that were saved during some of the different resets or wars that the extraterrestrials created against the human beings. And those humans that escaped left through advanced technology and going through certain portals, and they now live, many of the ancestors, in a whole different plane or planet, a whole different landmass outside the ice wall, called the Ancestral Republic. A lot of them have returned. A lot of those ancestors have returned back to this earth plane. They figured out a way to get here. They had the help of the Nephilim again, and some of the Anunnaki that are good Anunnaki, and some of the other beings to come and rescue human beings, because remember, they're part human, part something else. So they might be giants and they might present as something else, but they remembered their bloodline. They've returned. That's why you saw reports not long ago that said there were drones in the sky the shape of ships, because these drones have a lot of beings that are here to rescue their family. They're human beings. Some of them are related to us, and some of them, then you have beings that are just here that care about us. Because when the Galactic Federation met, they decided that it was not fair that humans were created here and not allowed to evolve, not allowed to fly, not allowed to have their limbs to reproduce or come back. Like if you cut off an arm, no more could our limbs just regenerate. These beings said it's not fair that these humans that were created don't know who they are. They don't know their purpose. They don't understand who we are. They don't know that there's a whole galactic federation. So the federation met and said, we have to do something to rescue these human beings who are being manipulated, controlled, abused, and unalived by other beings outside the earth plane. And they've had the help with presidents. So when the Galactic Federation met, they decided to return, and here they are. They're here. So this is what you see playing out. You saw Maduro being captured by Trump, but that's not the original President Donald Trump. That's someone else wearing a mask. A lot of these presidents have been taken out behind the scenes, and now you see actors in their stead. So Maduro is gone. And now we have the Colombian president who said he wouldn't meet with Trump. And Trump said he was coming for him. Remember that? He said, I already got Venezuela. I'm coming for Colombia and Cuba. They like the drama. They like it for it to seem like they're all, just doing this great benevolent thing. And we do appreciate it. But they're being controlled by the military and by the Galactic Federation. You don't have to call it Galactic Federation. We can call it something else, but by beings outside of here who are ultimately doing the will of Source. Okay. So you have many gods or creator gods, and these are just entities or terrestrials or other, whether they're extraterrestrial, interterrestrial, or just beings that create other beings. I'll leave that for you to delve into further. So we saw a showdown occurred between President Trump and Gustavo Petro, who is the Colombian president. The Colombian president has said he wasn't going to meet with Trump, that he had some problems and he was going to fight against Trump because Trump had taken the president of Venezuela. How dare he do that? And at the same time, you had a lot of Cubans that lost their lives trying to protect Maduro as well, according to President Trump. But President Trump said it doesn't matter. They've all worked together to create drugs and allow drugs into North America here. And Trump said he was putting an end to that. It is really the military and the Galactic Federation that's putting an end to that. And they have tapped on the shoulders of Donald Trump to make sure that happens. I've been saying that for years. For years. Well, I hear what you're saying. Phoenix say they're taking a long time to rectify this SHIT, though, this Galactic Federation. It took a long time, but you have to, okay. So you have a Galactic Federation that's and beings that are fighting to keep us, to liberate us, but then you have a federation, I mean, not a federation, but a group of beings that have enslaved us. So, and they're working hard to keep us enslaved. They have advanced technology. They have different tools. They have human beings of all so-called races and colors and hues helping them. So I agree with you that it's taken a long time, but this earth, like you and I'm 57. How old are you? This earth, this planet has been here for thousands, millennia, long time. It seemed like a long time to us, but you're talking about beings that's been here for hundreds of thousands of years, millennia. In the biblical scripture, it says 1 day to us is as 1,000 years to God. Imagine these beings that's been here for millions of years, hundreds of thousands of years. What's a couple of decades? It's a long time for us, but the good thing is that we're here now, right? We're experiencing it. I hear you. I'm tired too. It seems like a long time, but remember, it took a long time for us to get in this mess, and we've been complicit as humans. We've been complicit, even if it's tacit agreement, just going along and not questioning and not refusing, then we've agreed. So human beings, each and every one of us have to, from moving forward, we have to make sure that we're responsible and accountable, and we never allow this enslavement to happen again. Because we've bought into racism, we've bought into sexism, we've bought into classism, we've bought into a lot of things that we didn't have to. Many people bought into taking the inoculation because somebody told you it was a mandate when a mandate is not law. We've bought into it because of our programming. And I'm saying we because I've been programmed too. So yes, I agree, it's taken a long time, but we must never allow this to happen again, family. We must stick together as one family. We must love each other and operate in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. What we see happening right now is restorative justice. We're being restored. Thank you for the Cash App blessing. I appreciate you. People talk about reparations. They can't repair us for what they did to us. None of us. They can't repair us for all of our ancestors they've unalived. They can't repair us for all the wars that have occurred all over across the planet. Repair us. I'm going to get back to Colombia, but speaking of repair, yesterday I talked to a businessman here. I went to his shop. We do business, and he's from Syria. I asked him, where are you from? I know you're not from here. I've talked to your brother, but I forgot where he told me you were from. He said Syria. And I said, oh, yeah, they just removed the sanctions from Syria, right? He said, yeah. But he didn't seem happy about it. And I said, we're celebrating. Why aren't you happy? He said, okay, yeah. I said, they removed the sanctions. They locked the zeros off your currency. And that means they're going to revalue your currency soon. And if you still have Syrian currency, you're going to be wealthy. And he said, I haven't seen this new Syrian currency that's been, had the zeros locked off. He said, but let me talk to you about something, Kia. Young man, 38, young to me. He said, how can they liberate my people? He said, do you know that now that they're saying they removed the sanctions, it's really too late. Most of the people they flooded into Syria are not the true Syrians now. He said, many of our ancestors have been wiped out through war, sanctions. My whole family, elders, the culture has changed. The heart of the people in Syria has changed. The whole landscape has changed. It's not even Syrians there anymore. Who are they liberating? They're liberating themselves and their friends that they allowed to come and take over my country. I was like, oh my God. He said sometimes they do things too late to what somebody is saying. It's taking so long. We're celebrating, and I was trying to help him see, but then I had to be quiet and listen to his story and have some empathy because I didn't even think of that. How can they repair any of us? How can they repair any of you whose homes they've destroyed with drugs, pillage, plundering, war, sanctions? They can't even eat the food from the ground anymore, just like we can hardly eat the food from the ground in North America because the soil is poisoned through decades of war and disease and all the stuff they put in the foods. They have to restore us. Don't just repair us, restore. And we have to do our part to take over, to stand in unity and never let this happen again. And to make love, because when you make love, you end racism. All right, so now back to Colombia. There was some problems or some tension between Gustavo Petro and President Trump. But now they're talking. President Trump spoke on the phone yesterday with Colombian President Gustavo Petro after months of tensions between the two leaders boiled over in recent days, with Trump calling Colombia, the president of Colombia, a very sick man. And he suggested military action against Gustavo Petro. He said, it sounds good to me. Mr. Trump said on social media that he appreciated Petro's call and he appreciated his tone, because when you talk to the king, you better watch your tone. And the thing about it is, leaders usually know that they have to speak to each other with respect, because if you don't, then there could be war. All this is a show, family. This was reported by CBS News. It's all a show. I mean, we're glad that there's peace finally happening between the nations, but it's all an act. They have to do this. They've been told to stand down, all of them. So Trump said he appreciated Petro's call and his tone, adding that the two leaders are planning to meet at the White House at some point. The United States president said Petro called to explain the situation of drugs and other disagreements that we've had, because Colombia has been allowed, just like Venezuela, to ship in lots of drugs with the consent of the United States of America and their presidents, the corporation. So the Trump character is now having a showdown with Colombia like he did with Venezuela, because it is time. I told you the beings have come back. I'm from a group called the Falcons. You can research who the Falcons are. I was surrounded by the people, the beings that I came from, the group of the Falcons, and they told me to tell this information about what's happening with the planet being liberated. And that's why I have my YouTube channel. So I'm just saying all this to say that you have a group of a lot of beings that are here that are behind all of this action. Colombia's embassy in the U.S. said in a statement, the country welcomes the constructive tone of the exchange and remains committed to open dialogue between President Trump and Gustavo Petro. A Colombian official familiar with the conversation told CBS News the call was very positive, describing it as a 180-degree change. So Colombia is being liberated as we speak, just like Venezuela. Cuba will be next. You'll hear Cuba in the news, and you'll hear that President Trump met with the Cuban leader. Now, there could be some conflict or discourse back and forth because they like drama. A high level Colombian official said in response to the call, "We did it." In other words, it's over. But I told everybody that when the Colombian president, Gustavo Petro, spoke at the United Nations in November, with his tone, it might have seemed angry, but when he said that the Black people are the only true original indigenous people of the Americas, I said, okay, it's about to be a showdown. It's about to go down. And you can look at my report where I talk about, and you can look on my YouTube channel. I say Colombian president says Black people are true indigenous or something like that. Oh, it was 10:10 where you are? I know it's exhausting. Yep, we got this. That's right. That's right. Michael says, but it isn't even about drugs. It's the oil they want to control. The CIA has been allowing drug trade in the United States forever to fund the wars. So why are you worried about other countries doing so? Why is America worried about it? It could, it could be about oil, but we have oil. America has more oil than every other nation. Everything started right here. But if they want their oil, it's called war. To the victor goes the spoils. And if you want, I'm going to stop. The drugs will have to cease here. I'm speaking that into existence. I command it to be so. You have the power to command it to be so. So command it to be so. Plus, we're in a golden era. That's what Corona was all about. Corona, all that before the virus, they called the CV Corona. It meant crown. Corona means crown, as in crown chakra, as in gold crown, as in golden era. The powers that be were alerting each other. It's the Corona time. It's the golden era time where people are waking up and we're no longer be able to have control over them. Okay. And then that's why they had the whole CV to try to have another reset to unalive as many humans as they could, and then to enslave the rest, the remnants. But it's a whole new era. They won't be able to have drugs anymore. So it could be about oil, but we already have oil. We don't need Venezuela's oil. We don't need Colombia's oil. If that is it, that happens in war. There are casualties in war and there's spoils. So this is a military operation. But what you're going to see is you're going to see not only all the countries' currencies going one-on-one with each other, but you're going to see trade. So we might need oil, which we don't. They might tell you we need oil, but we might use oil from other nations. They'll need something from us. We might not be producing anything right now, but all of our manufacturers and factories, all of those, they're going to return. And some of you are going to create businesses. Some of you will create businesses and you will conduct businesses with some of these other countries. So I think, because America hasn't been producing for a long time, we forget that we are the richest nation in the world. Everything started here in America. Everything, this landmass right here. Look at the old biblical maps. Do your research. I also actually showed the old biblical map on my, and this is called the ancient map of the world in the ancient Americas. Everything was here because it started here. So we have oil, gold, silver, palladium, platinum, everything. We have rare earth minerals. There was a discovery just a couple years ago of, I think it was 2.34 billion or metric tons of rare earth minerals in Wyoming. And that article stated that we have the most rare earth minerals in the world. So he might want their oil, but the Venezuelans aren't complaining. The Colombian people aren't complaining because they've been oppressed. Again, to the victor goes the spoils. So a lot of them are like, if you want to trade the oil for something that America has to offer, thank you. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying online. We're not oppressed anymore. Now other countries can do a trade with us because they have been sanctioned. But I hear what you're saying. Yeah, it was 2.4 billion metric tons. Wow. of rare earth minerals discovered here in Wyoming in North America. I'm telling you, a lot of things we've been taught is just not true in terms of America doesn't have any gold, America doesn't have any rare earth minerals. Look, rare earths discovery near Wheatland so big it could be the world leader. There's a modern day gold rush happening in the attempt to dig green energy, rare earth minerals. Green energy. President Trump is capturing green land. That'll be a part of the Americas. You have to know that this dynasty, before the United States Incorporated took over this landmass, was massive. The so-called Moroccan dynasty, Morocco, America, Amorica, whatever it had lots of wealth, and it expands out even all the way up through to Africa. Um, a handful of Wyoming companies are in the rush. They said they hit the mother lode. I'm trying to get here. It is the newly disclosed figure of 2.34 billion metric tons of rare earth minerals were found southwest of Wheatland by American Rare Earth Inc. It could dwarf in size the 1.2 million metric ton estimates in northeastern Wyoming that one of its competitors claimed was one of the biggest discoveries of the world. We've also surpassed China, who claims they have lots of rare earth minerals. I'm just showing you that we already have a lot of resources here. But to your point, those resources may not have been mined. They may not have been, the oil might not have been drilled. But I believe it's about restoration. It's about liberation, restoration, and global peace. Liberating the people in Colombia, in Venezuela, in the Americas, in Africa, in Australia, all over the globe. It's about liberation and about restoring the wealth back to the peoples, because all of the wealth and all the resources here were supposed to be for our enjoyment and our elevation and evolution. Yes, we got this, family. We're going to have peace, family, global peace. Okay. Ria says, I do not agree that we agreed the system was put here for centuries, millennia before we were born. We had no way of knowing anything by the time we were born. Everything was controlled. Yeah, I didn't say we agreed. I didn't say we agreed to control. I said tacit agreement. We agreed. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yes, some things we did agree to. Tacit agreement. If you went along with paying taxes, that's agreement. Because paying taxes is voluntary. It is not a law. If you paid taxes, you were agreed. We can say you were forced, but you agreed to it. If you took the shot, you took it. You agreed to it. It wasn't even a law. It was a mandate. If you at any point, or me or I agreed to racism or had any ideology, sexism, any programming, it's agreement. If you had idols that you worshiped or just could not believe that they could do anything that's egregious, you or I participated in idol worship, and then you were controlled at some level. If you allow music to control your behavior or your energy or to control your children, that's tacit agreement. It's agreement to the control. You might not have agreed to enslavement of the planet, but yes, yielding is agreement. I know we don't like to say that. We like to say somebody else outside of us controlled us because we were taught to not take any accountability. We were taught to reverence a God outside of ourselves. We were taught to blame everything on the devil. We were taught, and I get it. And the devil and the satanic beings do have to take accountability. In my opinion, I do understand that you disagree, but in my opinion, we have to stand in our sovereignty. And we might have been forced to obey, but then there are some people that say, I'd rather die. There are some people that say, I'd rather live off the grid. There are some people that say, I won't pay taxes. And they have found a way to not pay taxes. There are some people that operate according to the Republic. Those people don't pay taxes. They found a way to operate in their sovereignty. There's some people that just said, I'll go to jail. Yes, agreement at any level is called agreement, even if it's just obeying because you don't want to deal with the consequences. That's called tacit agreement. Kaepernick is one of the living three kings. Who's Kaepernick? The one that took a knee, the light-skinned brother that bowed down the knee, took an obeisance posture, saying he won't yield to the flag. But then in the next month, he had a spread of his naked body in magazines. Okay, I didn't know that. But they're all actors. Oh, it's about silver as well as Venezuela. I hear you, Michael. We don't need their silver. America has silver. I did a podcast that talked about the vast of wealth that's in a trust that we have that's about to be released. That's not even a sovereign wealth fund. You have the sovereign wealth fund that President Trump created in January 2025 when he came on. That sovereign wealth fund is comprised of stocks, bonds, real estate, rare earth minerals, precious metals like silver, gold, palladium, platinum, oil, and all the other resources that we have, as well as money from the tariffs. That's the sovereign wealth fund. But you have a whole nother fund, a whole nother trust, land trust with many mines, specifically a lot of them along the West and Texas, really all over the Americas. And I show the map in the podcast that I did. The United States Incorporated didn't allow that land to be touched or mined or allow us to reap the benefits from it. Well, when the Chevron doctrine when the Supreme Court of the United States overturned the Chevron doctrine, they took away the powers from the United States Incorporated. They downsized the power. They eliminated the powers of the United States Incorporated. Chevron doctrine, look that up. Supreme Court of the United States overturned the Chevron doctrine in 2024. They said the United States Incorporated had too much power, the corporation that calls itself the government. And that 444 of those government entities, it was 441 at that time, but now it's 444. Any of those government agencies that have been operating under the whole guise of being government or part of the United States corporation, those government agencies were unlawful, treasonous, and unconstitutional, and they had to be eliminated. That's what the Supreme Court of the United States determined in 2024. That's why when President Trump came on in 2025, he created the Department of Government Efficiency, and they started downsizing the government, which is also why he met with military, sent National Guard all over the Americas, and it's why he encouraged a lot of people to retire early, and then we had a government shutdown. Speaking of which, we could have another government shutdown at the end of January. So just note that, because they may not have come up with a budget agreement. So when the Supreme Court overturned the Chevron doctrine, then that meant that they were downsizing the government and taking the power away from the government to even control the minerals that are here and the resources that are here. So I do know Venezuela has a lot of gold, a lot of oil, a lot of silver. So does Colombia. So does the Americas. So does a lot of places. So does Africa. So does Mexico. Mexico actually has the most silver. They have more silver, I would venture to say, than Venezuela, or as much. Mexico is very rich, and Mexico is a part of the Americas as well. Remember, under Trump's first administration, he had the USMCA, United States, Mexico, and Canada, which was a trade deal. Mexico is a part of the Americas. So that the Mexicans that are coming here, they're migrating. They're not necessarily immigrants. They're migrating. This is all the Americas. So we have silver in America and Mexico. We have silver here. And we have silver now in Colombia and Venezuela. But I'm telling you, it's all one dynasty. So I hope they don't steal all the silver from the people. I hear what you're saying. I'll do more research into that, but I don't know why we would need it. We already have it. We already have that in our land. All of the people will be able to, I see what you're saying, utilize their own resources. Terry says, I think it's the oil. Oil has something to do with the Monroe document. Okay. Tanisha, yes, the spirit told me there will only be two drug companies left, and that is for a temporary time, and together it will only be natural medicine. That's true. I'm with you on that. Ishmael Perez on YouTube, I've heard of him, stated that it's about the silver reserve, which he needed for the QFS. But we don't, I hear you, community, but we don't need silver. We could need, I mean, we need silver for the quantum financial system. You're right. We need it for advanced technology. We need it for, solar panels. We need it for medicine, to be used in medicine. So I hear what Ishmael is saying, and he may have some information that's different from me, and so it could be about it. I'm not going to discredit what he's saying because you know he does his research. I'm saying we already have silver, so perhaps they're going to be, so perhaps if we wanted silver from these other nations, they're going to give us some silver in exchange for something else. That's just how empires have always done that. Hi, Julian. Good day. Julian says, I'm new to your channel. Can you share what the Falcons said about the New Age Kings? The Falcons, yes, the Falcons are something that I talked to Chief Rod Hayes about. I had a conversation with he and Orisha Stone on a show that I did, on Orisha Stone's show. But I do have that on my podcast as well on my channel. I'm just going to show it to you where you can go. And I'm going to leave in a few minutes, family. Thank you for all those that have sent a Cash App gift. You can look on my live section of my YouTube channel. Where is that? Was it? No, nope, that's not a live. It's on the video section. I'll share with you 1 minute. I just want to show you the video because I'm not going to go into too much detail, okay? But you can go to this. Here is my YouTube channel, Dr. Kia Pruitt Official. Go to videos. You see video, shorts, live, podcast, membership store, videos. Scroll down. Here it is. The wealth transfer is here. Tap in. Okay. On that show with Chief Rod Hayes and this gentleman, Orisha Stone, we talked about who the Falcons were. And I told again that meeting. I'm going to put that link in the chat for you. Okay. So you can look at it in detail. The Falcons are a group of melanated beings that came to me. They're brown, they're melanated. They have long dreadlocks, and when they came to me, they were in white and they were wrapped in white, and they fly, especially the children. They have a lot of men, women, and children, but the woman was the leader, and it makes sense now. We're talking about Return of the Matriarch. She stepped out in front of me, and she said to me, stop worrying about the New World Order. This was about 2016, 2017, 2016, I think. She said, don't worry about the New World Order and all of the beings that have captured the planet. There will not be a nuclear war. There won't be another catastrophe again, where there'll be a reset, annihilation of, a lot of people from the planet. She said the New World Order was put in place to take out as many humans as possible. And she told me not to worry about it. She told me that they were here to stop all the bombs that were supposed to go off, that they were here to implement world peace, that they would cause all the fighting to cease, and that we were entering into a new era. They told me what to eat, to change my diet. They told me that my mission was to raise the vibrations of the planet. And they told me that all of the bad, the ill, the killing, the unalive, all that would cease because they were here to make sure that it happened. But I'm not going to go into any more detail, okay? It's in that podcast that I put in the link. This is why I'm so confident when I speak that it's all already done. And I was saying this in 2016 and 2017. I looked like a fool because most people didn't like Donald Trump. I don't care if they were classified as black, classified as white, or they were from other nations. Most people during his first administration absolutely hated him. I had death threats. My sons had to they had to strap up. The military, I had military people calling me, letting me know that I was protected. I had a whole lot. I was censored. People, my channels were taken down, my money was taken away from me. I had a lot of what they call gang stalking, where it was kind of hard to navigate doing business and stuff like that, because I was speaking in my authority and power as the woman that I am, that all of the peace had to come into fruition, and all the stuff that they said against Donald Trump had to cease, whether, because this was a whole new era. And I told them, this is the avatar, the what people call it, the avatar. I said it is the seat, the office that we ought to respect, the office of the presidency that Trump is running right now, because he's being directed by the military and by other beings that most people can't even see. That many of us, like Chief Rod Hayes and I talked about in that podcast, we can hear them, we can see them. But they said that they're here to liberate the planet. We will have global peace. It will be a time like you saw the Jetsons cartoon, where people are flying and they have advanced technology. It's going to be even more beautiful than that. You're talking about streets that'll literally be paved with gold again. You're going to talk about everyday people like you and me trading with gold, silver, diamonds, palladium, platinum, vibranium, cobalt. That's going to be in our possession. Rubies. We're in a whole different era. I was speaking that in 2016, 2017, when the Falcons came to me. In 2014, when I visited Africa, I was saying that we need to pay attention. Something's about to happen with gold, because the Chinese were over there mining gold. And I stumbled upon a book that said Africa is China's newest continent. I was actually living on gold mines. Didn't even know it. In a village. It looks like they're poor. They're not poor in many nations in Africa. I was in Ghana, the Gold Coast. We saw little sprinkles of gold right under our feet. And I would ask the people, oh my God, that's gold. How are you walking on gold? And nobody even seemed to, be mesmerized. And one of the chiefs and his sister, the chief who recently passed, he called me his sister. They actually made me a queen mother of a particular village in Ghana. They said, we don't understand you people's fascination with gold. We live with it every day. It's underneath our feet. You people kill for it. It's a mineral. It's something God gave you. But we mine it to send it over to different countries, and they pay us very little pennies they were paying the Chinese and the Europeans that were over there mining gold and using the Ghanaians there and the African people all over different continents of Africa to mine their resources for pennies. And they would sell it so they could eat. All of these nations have resources. We have it right here in the Americas. When President Donald Trump steps down, you're going to see that everything is going to change, because he is being orchestrated and directed by the military, by the Falcons and other entities, by some of the Moors that actually had reigned over the Americas. This is why you saw in the White House the Moroccan flag and the United States of America flag, because that flag is actually not a flag. The red, white, blue flag is a banner of trade and commerce. The 13 colonies, the 13 bloodlines that came here, 13 colonies, they were allowed here. The Moors from Europe actually brought them here. And to some high degree, colonize the indigenous peoples here. But I'll let you do your research on that. The Falcons and others have told me that all of this enslavement and bloodbath and harvesting of organs and the fear and the manipulation in the media, all that's going to come to a complete halt. They told me this in 2016, 2017, before we even knew that mainstream media was going to go away, before we even knew that Hollywood was going to be done away with. Because remember, Hollywood, where they were all angry, those actors and entertainers that Trump had come in, and they were calling him all type of names, bringing all type of accusations against him. And I was standing saying, it's going to all fall. And I even said he was going to come back. People were telling me, oh, he's never going to come back. How can you be a Black woman supporting a white man? I said, because it's not about that. It's about freedom, justice, liberty, truth, peace, harmony of all nations on the planet. He's just the character that they're using. So back to the Colombian president, he's very significant in this because the Americas are being restored. See, people that don't know that the Americas have to return back to the empire. Okay, I see I'm frozen. They're going to tell you what they know. They're going to tell you what they think it's about. I'm telling you, this is all about returning everything back to the indigenous peoples of the Americas. It's about restoring things back to the way it was before these bloodline families took over. And by the way, I did a whole podcast. I have to come back and show it again about the bloodline families. You do have the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Carnegie. You have a lot of bloodline families that look European, right? That are controlling the school system, education, politics, all type of things. But then you have bloodline families that are controlling those bloodline families. And those bloodline families that are controlling those Caucasoid bloodline families are actually heavily melanated. So it's about liberation of the planet. And those beings, all of them, those different bloodlines, the Medici and all the ones I'm going to show you in a few minutes, they're human hybrids. They're part human and part something else. And some of them are not even human at all. They just shapeshift. Y'all know about shapeshifters by now. But when I was talking about it a long time ago, it did seem like I was, didn't know what I was talking about. See if I could find that information on bloodlines. I do have it somewhere, family. Here it is. I just want to show you something right quick. I didn't mean to get off on this, but the whole Americas are being restored. North America, South America, Central America, all of the Caribbean. We're all indigenous to the lands, and they're all copper colored. They all are brown, like me. Now, they might have mixed, and they've been colonized, raped, some intermarried, and then they also allow other people to come into your countries and our country and take over and call themselves American, but they're not. And that's why President Trump has taken a stance against naturalization, citizenship, birthright citizenship, etc. Because many people will be glad to return back to their home now that their their countries are being liberated. And I don't believe that we need their silver or their gold or their oil. If we do agree to take some, or if it happens because it's war, the people are going to have access to their own resources. Here are the 13 bloodlines we think run the world, okay? And it's okay for us to agree and then sometimes to disagree, because we don't all have all the knowledge, right? Both can be right at the same time. It could be that we're taking their oil and silver and liberating the people. And it could also be true that we're going to barter back and forth. The 13 families we think run the world: the Astors, the Bundys. Remember Al Bundy on that one show? The Collins, the DuPont, the Freeman, the Kennedy. That's a bloodline. The Lee bloodline, the Onassis, the Reynolds, the Rockefeller, the Rothschild, the Russells, the Van Duyn. I got this from someone that's in the military. Of course, I can't disclose it, but he was telling me that a lot of stuff I have been saying is true. He was confirming what the beings had told me, and he sent me this. He's like, a lot of things you're saying, I could actually show you that you're not just saying this off the cuff. It might seem like you're just saying it, like you just speaking from your soul, but I'm going to show you the proof. And then here are the bloodline families that actually do run the world. See, 13 families who run the world. If you talk to Chief Rod Hayes, he also confirmed this for us. He says a lot of them live in gated communities. The Borgia, the Breakspear, the Somalia, the Orsini, the Conti bloodline, the Shigi, sound like Chicago bloodline, the Colonna, the Farneses, the Medici bloodline. And I wonder if they're the ones that's controlling medicine. The Pamphili bloodline, the Este bloodline, and the Aldobarandi bloodline. I'll see, this is in my notes, but I'll capture that and put it in the post in the comment section again, okay? I did it on my old channel, but when that channel was taken down, I lost some of that information. Thank you. Stephanie Mason Bay says, check out America being the latest and most accurate description of the New World hardcover. Oh, I love that. Thank you. And for those of you that are sending me a cash up, let me just say thank you before I forget. Some of you have been sending gifts, and I want to acknowledge you. Oh. And then I'm going to read something from the Colombian president. Thank you, Sister Tia, for sending me a cash app. $ Mama Kia 13. Rosell, or is it Rosell? Rosell says, gratitude for referral to Miles Franklin yesterday. You're welcome. What Rosell was talking about is the precious metals company with whom I'm an affiliate. Is called Miles Franklin Precious Metals Company. If you want silver or gold, or you desire to roll over your IRA into a gold IRA, you can do so by calling Miles Franklin Precious Metals Company and let them know that Dr. Kia Pruitt referred you so you can get the best prices in the industry. Their number is 952-929-7006. That's 952-929-7006, or you can send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. They're also online at milesfranklin.com. So thank you so much, Sister Roselle. She says, thank you for that referral. You're welcome. This is a time you want to get gold and silver because the prices have shot up to $86 on January 6th. Now it's down a little bit, and now it's down actually a lot of it. I'll show you the price in a minute. So Roselle says, thank you, gratitude for the referral. Sister Norma sent me a Cash App gift. Thank you, Sister Norma. She says, sending love, light, and abundance. Thank you. Sister Anita says, Osiris was cut into 14 pieces. That's right, because we talked about the number 14 and the reversal of that being the number 41. And if y'all want to know what she's talking about, you have to look at my videos that I did with Sheikh Jacob Bey. Nakala says, I love you, and sent me a Cash App gift. Thank you, Nakala. Angela sent me a gift, and she said, thank you, God. I'm so glad I found you. You're welcome. And of course, Chief Mac, Beautiful Max Ministry, sent me a Cash App gift as well. Miles Franklin is MILESFRANKLIN. Miles Franklin Precious Metals. I'll put it in the chat. Thank you so much. Mannion, how do you say it? Mannion sent me a Cash App gift. Thank you. God bless you. I appreciate you. Heaven smiled on you. Miles Franklin Precious Metals. I'm going to put it in the chat. 952-929-7006. And I would encourage you to follow Andy Sheckman when you see him online, because he does do podcasts, different people podcasts, and he's also on Twitter. Make sure you say Dr. Kia Pruitt sent you or referred to. Matt says, giving thanks to you, Kia. You're welcome. Oh, Sister Janine, our moderator. No, I didn't see the email. I would go and check them today. You sent me something I need to see. Thank you so much. Some videos. PG5D says Adam and Eve were copper colored right from the beginning. Yep. Glory, hallelujah. Our wealth and inheritance and generational abundance are on the way. Hi, Chief Mac. Chief Mac's in the house. Chief Mac's in the house. Welcome, Chief Mac. Chief Mac, we can send you a link if you want to speak for 5 minutes. I have to get ready to go, so I'll send that to you. But let's see. I just put up somebody's comment because somebody needs a car. They are selling cars. Well, actually, they aren't able to move any cars. So if you go there, you can strike a deal right now. They're not able to move cars. So these car lots are full of cars. They don't know what to do. Okay, they have been repossessing cars even. But I went to a lot with my sons, and we got a great deal. So what you do when you go on a lot, they'll give you a price, okay? Uh, Mr. II 7675 says, for the lady that needs a car, go to the lot. They will give you one. Let them run your social security number. No money down. You're the creditor. I got a Benz in June. No payments. I put it in my trust. We are free, hunty. Okay. So can I don't know. Can you please tell people how they can do this? Some people gonna want to know details. I don't know if you want to give out your email or phone number. Thank you for the information. I paid cash. I probably should have done it your way. And I got them to come down a whole lot. I said, we only want to pay this much cash. And I said, it looks like it need, I want an oil change. I want a tune up. I want this fixed. I want that. It was on a used car lot. And I told them everything that I wanted done. And at first they were like, no, they weren't sure if they want to let me get it because it was a big deal. I had a lot taken off. And I was like, okay, well, no, thank you. I'll just go somewhere else. And then they came back and said, whatever you want. And they kept trying to negotiate back and forth, which what's what these nations are doing. And I just held still. And I said, I'm not going to do anything that you want me to do. You need to sell this car. I need a car. This is how much I'm willing to pay in cash. Either I take it or not. But I like your way better. I like your way better, sis. I'm tired of people stealing from us too. I'm really tired of it. We need our stuff back. And that's what's happening. It's going to be returned. Yes, we sick and tired of all that foolishness. Thank you, Divine. Um, oh, Chief Max in the house. 1 second. I wanted to show you that this one thing, family, right here, if I can. Trump speaks with the Colombian president. When Trump spoke with the Colombian president, oh, Gustavo had a tweet here and he tweeted in Spanish. I'm going to leave that for you in the description section. But that was just part of the tweet that was in the article. Here is the full tweet. I'll show you the full tweet. So before Gustavo Petro, the president of Colombia, was sounding all big and bad, and he's, Trump ain't going to do nothing to me, and I'm angry with him, and he's done this and that and the third. And then when he took Trump took Maduro, oh, how dare he do that? He's trying to be a dictator, blah, blah, blah. He was speaking all big and bad, right? But then they had a nice conversation. And I'll tell you what he said in English. This is in Spanish, but in English he says, among the things we discussed, this is Gustavo Petro. President Trump and I was the disagreement. So I'm translating from Spanish. And my first language is English, but my people's tongue is Spanish, okay? And my Spanish is not that good. Among the things we discussed, President Trump and I, was the disagreement we had regarding his vision of the relationship between the United States and Latin America. I said in my letter written to Trump at the beginning of his administration and to Biden personally that an American alliance could be established if the great annual potential for clean energy in South America were harnessed. 1,400 GW, while the U.S. demand for energy that solves the issue of oil and coal is 840 GW annually. That is, Latin America can achieve 100% of the United States energy matrix, and that would be the biggest step in the fight to stop the climate crisis in favor of life. That means global peace and democracy. I'm telling you, the Falcons told me there would be global peace. That's what this is all about. It's really about global peace. All nations behind the scenes, 209 nations, is called Project Sandman, agreed to global peace, and they agreed to stop trading with the United States dollar, but to use their own local currencies backed by the resources of those nations. We don't need their silver. We don't need their gold. We don't need their oil. We got our own. But if they do take some of it, to the victor goes the spoils. I don't hate the player. I hate the game, but that's what's happening under this current realm. But all that's going to cease. That means global peace and democracy. Here, eso significa a la paz y la democracia global. That means global peace and democracy. Using Latin America solely for oil would lead to the destruction of international law and therefore to barbarianism and a third world war, according to him, but no wars will be allowed in this golden era. The peace of the world will be put in true risk if we allow that to happen, and we will move to irreversible climate damage or collapse with the extinction of life. Extinction of life. The clean energy potential of Latin America becomes a reality with an investment of $500 billion, which the United States has at this moment. That is my proposal based on peace, life, and global democracy. And then he shows a picture of a bird, the eagle, and a tiger, us and them. But you see, the eagle has his head on this cougar or tiger, whatever it is. You see that? Who's got dominance? Who's submitting? That's why I say they've submitted or they've yielded. Hey, Chief, welcome.
Greetings, guys. How you doing that?
Wonderful, Chief. It's good to see
Awesome,
you.
man. Awesome, awesome. What a beautiful time it is to be alive when you are connected to the right people and source. And I keep on saying these things, and it has manifested itself because the right people who have connected and are connected and found each other, and the source is wherever the righteous people are, and the righteous people is us. And so I'm so happy. I have an appointment today at the bank with Sister C, guys. So that's what I'm on
Yay.
my way to. So that's why the chief is clean. Because I'm going to the bank today. I'm going to sit down and talk with her. And those that are attached to me in a righteous way will have access. So I'm going there to bridge the gap. For those of you who have got the trust in me, uh, I'm gonna go to bat for you guys. I'm gonna work hard. I'm out in the field. I told you guys I'm a lot of different places at a lot of different times. I'm always constantly moving. And I thank the Creator that I have my energy, my strength to go ahead and put the work in for the people. That's the task in the right way. I want you guys to benefit from it, and only you guys will benefit from this. Those who are subscribed to me, my Dr. Tia, Nicole Maria, and we're Nicole, and who've done business with us. These are the things that we're doing for you guys. This is an amenity that comes along with when you are faithful and you are righteous and with the right people. So I'm going there. I have an appointment there at 3 o'clock.
Hmm, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm traveling. I'm on my way there. I had put over to get a little rest. And this morning I had we had a I'll say this much, guys. I will say this much. This
Continue to
morning
be.
we had a tremendous victory in court. One of my people, they shut the court case down. The judge didn't even come out because the judge can't come out when you have a living being in the room. I'll say that much. They just
Wow.
knocked both, rolled it off, and then got him out of there quick, fast, and I heard.
What?
She might be on some stuff, guys. You got to know. I'm sick and tired of this system, and we operate in honor, and sick and tired of the system running through people, taking away from our state. There's a new sheriff in town. And the rabbit not only has the gun, he has the bullets to put the bound. And that's why I've been telling you guys the world is changing. The world is going to change for the righteous people who are over into 5D from 3D. But everybody that's left in 3D, the world ain't changing you because you don't see it. You're blinded. You have eyes, but they can't see. So those of us who are operating in 5D, who got rid of the hate and envy, malice, and jealousy out of our heart, so your heart is light as a feather, we're gonna make some strides and moves so fast and so quick that people over in 3D are gonna be baffled. And I've been saying this for a while. We're making moves over here. We're making moves. And so
Chief,
yeah, that's what's going on, Dr. Kids. We had a victory in court
mm,
today.
were they able to be victorious because they had a trust?
All of that is included. All that's part of the process.
Hmm.
It's part of the process.
Sister Mimi says, Chief, I paid for a consultation. Please check your email. Okay, Sister Mimi. What should she do, Chief?
Say that again.
Sister Mimi says she paid for a consultation. She wants to know if
I
you
did.
could
Well,
check your email.
I had checked my email today because I've been ripping and running since about 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning.
Send him another email, please. He's been busy
No,
and just.
no, I mean, if she can send another one, but if she sent it, I had checked my email today.
Oh, okay.
Not yet, not
Okay.
yet. Yeah, but I've been out, been going. I won't check my email probably till maybe after 6 o'clock. You
Oh,
guys,
okay. They're saying, okay.
yeah, you
People are
guys are
saying
good.
hi, Chief. Go ahead.
Say that
I'm,
again.
no, people are just greeting you in the comment section saying, hello, Chief. Good to see you.
Hello, hello. Well, greetings. No hello. Greetings. Because nobody's L and L. It's greetings. Greetings. Superior
Great.
afternoon. It's a beautiful day here in the ATL. I know it's a lovely day out there in Florida and elsewhere. And I'm just excited to be alive, man. I'm excited. Yeah,
So
but we
you,
had to, I want to say those breakers, but I heard you say something about, you said something. Yeah, just said something. It'll come back to me while we talk, but I want to, it's just a, hey, guys, get rid of the hate, the envy, the mouse out your heart. You should have anything. I'm telling you, there are benefits and rewards that come along with that. There are benefits.
what do you think about Colombia now talking to Trump after they said they wouldn't talk to Trump and, they're mad because he took
It's all,
Maduro.
oh, now it came back to the so all that stuff is just stage play, man. You would have known that they say things to the public and they mean just the opposite in the private. They, it's smoke and mirrors, guys. And so you saying that just so people know that there is no other place that has more oil than the United States, than America. There's no other place. This is why everybody is coming here. And the what? Let me break this down to you the way nobody break it down. When I hear you when you said that. First of all, we understand that America is the ancient land, right? So the older the land is, the more precious she is with everything. Gold, oil, diamonds, all of it. Because she's the ancient land. And she is the reason why everybody's coming here. And somebody put in the comments, the first person, and I'm gonna cash out you $25, Dr. Kid, let me know the first person
Okay.
who asked this question right here. I'm gonna see if you guys been, and one of my students may answer this question. The first person that puts in the comments, where does oil come from?
Okay.
Watch, where does it come from?
Where does oil come from, family? Okay, somebody saying I'm from. Welcome, Cincy from Ventura. Ethiopia monks are the same as Buddha monks. Okay, no. Can Mother Kai? Somebody says Mother Kai. Is that it?
No, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting.
Dinosaurs, fossils,
Detail, detail, detail. You want?
trees. Sleepy Clock says trees. The earth.
Uh,
Richard said the earth.
Come on, guys. I'm gonna take it to 50 bucks. 50 bucks. Come on. 50 bucks. Get this question right. Come on
Dragons,
now.
snakes, dragons, fossils, earth blood, the ground. Susan said the ground. Texas. Miss Janie says Texas. Giants. Soul Blessing says
Bye,
giants.
bye, 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 bye. Giant. He said giants.
Giants. Okay, wait. Who was that? That is Soul Blessings girl said giants.
All right, soul blessings down. Soul blessings. You got $50 coming to soul blessings.
Oh my God! It came from
Get her,
giants. So
get her,
that's the
get
that's
her
where you look.
information. The inbox Dr. Kill. Email me. Let us know who you are, and I'm gonna cash out you $50.
Okay, Soul Blessing, you are part of the Silver Soul Tribe group, so send it to our Soul Tribe email. Okay, can you? Soul Blessing, you know my Soul Tribe email, or you can email Chief Mac at unityemotion45 at yahoo.com. I'm not giving us the membership group email on here. Hopefully, you know what it is. Or you can send it to unityemotion45 at yahoo.com. Soul
Do
Blessing, let
both.
them know
Do
that
both.
you
Man.
won it.
Yeah. So the oil, guys, it's the blood of these titans that walk the earth. The blood is the oil of this earth.
No.
Is mainly in America. We had because America is the oldest land from North, Central to South America. It's the oldest land. They lied to us. And America is not the East. not the West, it's the East, guys. They just flip. We live in an upside down, flipped around, reverse world. Everything they tell you means just the opposite. So I mean,
Mm,
Florida is at the top, and Chicago is at the bottom, and
mm,
America is the East, and so-called Africa is the West. They've been lying.
mm.
They didn't want us to figure this out. But I've been saying this for a long time before. A lot of people were saying this. I was saying this for a long time because I was studying about 7, 8 years ago and realized that we live in a world that's been flipped upside down. Even to
Wow.
the point that the people at the world stage are flipped around and opposite of what their true gender is.
Mm,
They flip it around, and I know what type of world we live in. So that we have more giants and titans here in America. And so this is where they're pulling and drilling, in the ocean floors and, in certain places. That's
mm,
and when they pull the oil out, a lot of times you see a lot of sinkholes because of that.
mm. I
We
had
had
no
entities,
idea.
yeah, we had entities that walked this earth, man, about a mile and a half, 2 miles tall.
Mm,
Those are the mountains. I did a beautiful piece about 4 days ago here in Atlanta. I showed people the remains of a giant type in whether it's a being or an animal. I showed them the vein, it's flesh, and you can see the veins and arteries in this flesh that's been petrified. I did it about 4 days ago. If you're not subscribed to me, subscribe to Chief Mac.
okay.
Watch
I'm
there.
sure.
I'm coming up with some good content. Just really wrong with people's minds up in the way that you and I have been seeing this world, for a long time. It ain't the world that they give you on TV. It's not that world, guys. It's not that kind of world. And when you know what type of world you live in, you do everything you can do to clean your heart, get your heart right. You realize that. Because then you realize that the hell that they told you that you're going to is a fairy tale,
Mm, mm.
that you in it already. And you have the ability, nobody else but you, have the ability to ultimately pick which side you will
Right.
be on. And there's no savior coming to get you. The Savior that you guys are waiting on is the SON, when the true Savior is the SUN, because the true Savior that walks on water every morning that he comes out, the SUN is for the children, the sun kisses our skin, children of the corn.
Absolutely. Chief, I'm just putting up Chief Mac's channel. This is his YouTube channel here. I did put it in the chat. Uh,
Can you hear me?
yes, I was just showing them your
Can you hear me,
YouTube.
Kim?
Yes, yes. I was
Okay.
showing them your YouTube channel, Chief. What you had went out for a second. Also, I want to say thank you to our newest member, Shantae Singleton. Thank you for joining the membership group. I know you would enjoy the information in there. We just put up the bank protocol for dinar and other foreign currency exchanges, and this is authentic. So it's in my membership group, and I'll put that link in the chat. So welcome, Shantae, for being a new member. All right, Chief, you're back.
Okay. So that again, Dr. Kim.
Oh, that's much better. That's much better. I was just showing them your YouTube channel
Yeah.
and welcome. Yeah.
Subscribe, guys, and catch up. I got the number one bank story on there with Sister C, and I'm actually on my way to that bank right now, guys, as we speak. I'm,
Wow.
I'm on
I'm
my way there.
excited.
I'll go on there, so I'll have that possibly tonight. Like, share, and subscribe. We get the
Okay.
story. They wanted to know who Chief Mac was, and they're going to see who Chief Mac is. They don't even know it's me coming in.
Ah.
They don't know it's
So,
me.
so y'all when Sister C
I'm
he
using
got
my
this.
government. I'm going as
Go
my
ahead.
government
When Sister C went to the bank and opened up her account and got her trust funded that Chief Mac did, they were so impressed that she knew this and they confirmed everything and talked about global currency reset and revalue of currencies. They asked, "Who told you about this trust?" And she said, "A guy by the name of Chief Mac." They said, "Give him our contact information," and I'll yield to Chief.
name. Yes, yes. Some of the beautiful stories. So I'm actually heading there right now. And after they finish with me, I'm going to say, this is Chief Mac. I'm cheap man. Yeah, so it's beautiful. So I'm going at it, as give it, I have established another trust for myself. You can create however many trusts you want to, and create however many identities you want to be that you're going to control. You can get a package of 5 trusts and have them there. So when it already happens, the trust account that you opened up at the bank is not a trust that you would have put on the record. And the purpose
Mm,
of having a trust is so that if you have your $2 million estate and you put that in a trust to a Schedule A, then that trust, you will put that on the record so they know that the house is in trust. Whether you get your Rolls Royce, Bentley, or whatever car you have, and that if you have that trust added in a Schedule A, you will put that on the record at the Superior Court or County Recorder's office. So the one that's attached to your bank account, you don't put that on the record. You want to keep that
mm,
private. So I've had people you can buy like 4 or 5 trucks at one time, and they can all have different names and a different foreign EIN number, and you control them all. You control them all. Those are different extensions. You become several different living beings at once. It's crazy, man. And they
mm.
never want us to know that, man. And you
That's
layer them all on top of each other. You layer them like the rich and wealthy do.
mm,
So this is why, we are the new 1%ers, because there's no way in the world that a little man like me or you or the people was supposed to ever have this type of ammunition and information, guys. And I'm telling you guys, we are fortunate. So that's why I say that we pour into Dr. Kier, myself, because when we on these social media platforms like that, there's a lot of envy, malice, jealousy, and hate because we're giving information, and certain people are envious because they want to be able to give information. So you have people trying to scandalize your name and your character because of the light that you have, and but the work is showing. Dr. Kidd, the work is shown with you. The
yes,
work
sir.
is shown with me. A person who will low down and scam artists and not treat the people right cannot sustain and be on these social media platforms the way we are. We're doing some righteous things.
Yes, sir.
People call me every day saying they have received their foreign EIN number. See what's the next move, and I'm giving it to them. Plenty of people, they will all be here. They all look at it. They wait for people to come to the comments and say something not true or ill. We're going to eat you up in the righteous way. We're doing too much good work out here. I'm proud of myself, proud of you, Dr. Kid, and I'm proud of
Thank
the
you.
people connected to me and you in a righteous way. The Soul Tribe over my channel. And people are being delivered, redemption's been brought to people. People who just found out about you and I in the past month. I've been able, just a lady 2 days ago, just found out about me and you.
Mm.
And she said she scraped up $100, and she texted me back and said, "I am so happy I got
Wow.
you $1.5 million that did me done." And then she was so happy she scraped it up. Then she texted me again about 3 hours later and said she scraped up some more money. I think she did something strange. She might have did something strange with the change and got that money up. I don't know. She said she got some money. Maybe she found some old man she rubbed his feet and it felt good. She cut his corns off or something. And she got that money up. I don't know what she did, but she said she was so happy. I'm right there looking right now for some more. And that's the kind of stuff that makes me ecstatic and happy that people found out about this thing at the last moment and are able to.
Yes.
I
Yes.
said, if it's nothing but $25, $50, man, $50 can make you a millionaire. That is crazy.
Absolutely.
It's crazy, man. So I just want people to participate in it. There's no need to have no hate in your heart, man. Just be happy. You need to be having a heart of gratitude, man, because
Yes, sir.
the world is changing. There's no way in the world we're supposed to even thanks to Dr. Kier. Most people that know about foreign currency found out that Kier.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Thank you,
No,
Chief.
no, no, you just be honest. No, we know we got the Frank for the shit out there, but the way when a woman comes out, Dr. Kier was one of the first women, and let's be honest. Let's say melanated women.
Mm.
So you were able to bridge that gap with our people.
Yes.
You were one of the first to do that. To start
Yes, sir.
giving us a financial forecast on this because certain people will saw a melanated woman who is smart, intelligent, beautiful, classy,
Thank you.
jovial, giving the information the way you did that, and they were able just because they were able to connect with you. And
Hmm.
people started sharing you, sharing you. And if you kept on preaching the same message, because some people said, wait a minute, if you kept on bringing
Yes.
different people on your platform, uh,
Yes.
not that you agree with everything that they say, but you gave people a voice on your platform. Me, uh, Snoop, shit, Rod Hayes, but just all kind of different people on your show, giving pearls of wisdom to the people to make an executive decision at the 11th hour. You did that. And
Yes.
so when I had my event, in about a month up to a month and a half after the RB, you guys better not show up empty-handed. I expect gifts to be given to Dr. Kier and myself for the work that we have done. To your nonprofit organization, we accept gifts. You should. You should, because if it wasn't for her, a lot of people, and myself, a lot of people would know what they would know anything about the RV and having yourself set up the proper way at the bank. What we're doing, we were mandated to be who we are today, and we answered the call. A lot of
Yes.
people run from their calling
We
because
answered the call, and just so people know, like when I first came on, I wasn't just, I wasn't speaking to any specific group of people. I've had all, like you said, all type of people here. I had Gold Star Mother Susan Price here, who talked about her son, Aaron Kennefick, who was unalive, fighting in this battle, trying to liberate us. Y'all know Gold Star Mother Susan Price. She calls herself the mother of the patriot community. So these are people that are not melanated. I've had military generals to come on here to talk, and people from
yeah,
ex-military. We've had one of the Brunson brothers. I interviewed him twice, who brought a case against Joseph Robinette Biden, Kamala Harris, and 385 members of Congress. I've had billionaires on here that I interviewed. The president of Miles Franklin Precious Metals Company, another billionaire who confirmed that the RV, revaluation of currencies, global currency reset, is real. That video did very well that I did, says billionaires, talks about the RV or something. I've had so many different people, as well as Chief Mac, Chief Rod Hayes, Sheik. I see her, the Duke of Tears, and his lovely wife Selena. I've been interviewed by Naila Gillam, who is the friend and colleague of the Grand Sheik of the Moorish Taj, Tariq Bey. I need to get him on, he and her on. I've had Lloyd Douglas L., who is over the Moors in America. He's another Grand Sheik. I've had another Grand Sheik, Moadib L. We've had so many people here to bring good news to the Soul Tribe. So I'm grateful that God called me for this mission, and for the Falcons, the and Ashtar Command, and to the Galactic Federation. I'm grateful to Source, to you, Chief Mac, for being a covering for me and for helping the Soul Tribe get the consultations and the trust that they need. Any last words, Chief? I got to go to an appointment, and you too. You got to go to
yeah,
this.
I got it on the phone. Yeah, and just pray without cease, guys. Pray without cease. We need to pray this RV in because we really needed to come through, which I
We do.
know it will. Just continue to keep us lifted in prayer. And just hold on, guys. It's on its way. Stay focused, remain steadfast, be grateful, and
Somebody
expect.
asked, "What's your cash app, Chief?" So I put it on the screen to ask, "What's Chief's cash app?" Let me see. Can you remind me, or you want me to just say it? I think I have it.
It's a $ Allen Judah 47.
$ALLENJUDAH 47. I hope you see that. Who is that? Engine Z. You asked, what's Chief's cash app? $Allen Judah 47. And if you want
And
to, go ahead.
for the proceeds that I've received from people, guys, as you see, they're not on myself. I have always been a loving and giving guy. So I've bought foreign currency for people. I'm ready to pass out foreign currency. The
Mm.
people I've gotten foreign currency from people. I've given people gifts. I'm out in the thick of things. I'm still feeding the homeless, clothing them. I have shoes. I do all this stuff. I don't put this stuff out in the open because it's not really that. But these are the things See, I'm able to be a listen for Dr. Kia for the work that she's done. I appreciate her, and I do so much, man, that how I do really wrong. And the things that was said about me or Dr. Kia, we're out here making a tremendous difference in people's lives.
Yeah,
I've got, I'm getting
you
phone calls from people right now. People trust me to send the money to me because they don't have a card or they don't have a way. And they don't just, you got a lot of people who not inclined to handle these social media platforms in order. And so they send the money to me and I order the currency for them, and I mail it to them, So we're doing some things out here, man.
We really are doing the work of the Most High. And I appreciate you, Chief, because you take care of me. And I'm grateful. I say it all the time. Some people say I shouldn't say it, but I'm going to give honor to whom honor is due. You take care of me. You help me, but you help other people. You give people money. You give people foreign currencies. You've gifted people trust or given people deals. And you've covered people in prayer. You saved people's life. We saw on live, you saved this man's life who was getting gang jumped. And you just happened to be live and we saw that. So we
Yeah.
thank you for your work. And thank you for this new member. This is Changing Winds Woman. Thank you for being a new member to our private group. Thank you, Chief. I know you have a bank meeting to go to. I cannot wait to hear. You gonna
Okay,
come
now.
back tonight?
I may. I
You
may.
gonna do it live?
I may.
Okay, I can't wait.
Traveling
If you
mercy, guys.
to
God be the
donate
glory.
to Chief Mac, that's $ Cash App Allen Judah 47. To get your trust or for a consultation, please contact him at unityin motion45@yahoo.com. Thank you all for all the gifts. Thank you for sending him a gift. And thank you. I want to acknowledge Sister Amy for that beautiful gift. Wow. Thank you so much for the Cash App blessing. I'm very grateful. Sister Rachel, thank you so much. Sister Brenda and Brother Steve, God bless you. Heaven smile on you. I do not take it lightly when you all send a donation to that. Keeps me going. It gives me life. It helps me to pay bills. And it just sometimes buy myself a new something, nice, and to put back into the work that I do. I do a lot of research. I don't know about any how other podcasters do, but I read, I study, I look at videos, I do consultations, I call people, I speak to people in the military, people that are part of the Patriot community, people I've even interviewed people that's a part of the Trump team that helped him win the second term. They've been calling me to come back on, but I make sure that I get the research for you and then I publish that information, or I put it in the description section of the video so that you can know that I have sources to support my claim. All right, T, I'm done. How you feeling?
I feel amazing. I'm feeling amazing. I'm grateful.
Good. You look great. You got on. Is
Thank
that
you, guys.
gold?
I'm gonna take some pictures.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. All right, Soul Tribe, we love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time and your energy. Again, the Americas are being restored, but so are other countries all over the world. Somebody said great teaching. We appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, yeah, right. Who is this? Sister Linda said, all minds and hearts are clear, like they do in church. All right. Go with the peace, power, and love of the Most High, family. We love you. Go make this a great day. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us. Bye, Chief. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, now.
Okay. Bye-bye. I love you, family. I'll stay in the background for a few minutes.
Shining wisdom's light, teaching soul tribe how to see through the night. Ancient scriptures and bloodlines she knows, spreading truth wherever she goes. Soul tribe vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Through her channel, knowledge flows, breaking chains that hold us close, teaching paths to abundance and wealth, guiding others to free themselves. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. From currencies to investments divine, she's helping her tribe to realign with wisdom, ancient and new, showing what we all can do. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia lights the way to a new and brighter day.
Go out and make this a great day, family. I love you so much. And if you want to join a private group, I did put that link in the chat for you, or you can just hit join anywhere on my videos, because what we did was we just put up a video where I read the bank protocols for currency exchanges. So that's a video, but I also have videos on gold and silver. I have videos on what's going on in Iraq and other currencies, other countries, I'm sorry. And I talk about different currencies and how many countries have unveiled their new currencies. Just so much I put in the membership group, family. So make sure you join if you're interested. No pressure. This is the group chat, the group link there. You might have missed the live, but just go ahead and do the replay, and I'm sure you will enjoy it. I love y'all so much. I'm supposed to be out of here. I love y'all. This woman has such a wonderful voice. Oh, that singer is amazing. I agree. I agree. Thank you, family. This is Wednesday. No, it's Thursday, January the 8th, 2026. The time is 1:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go out and make this a great day. We'll look forward to seeing some good news, because it's not over yet. Remember, I said that Maduro first, and then Colombia and Cuba will be next. So we see Colombia seceding, right? Or yielding, and then we'll see Cuba. By the way, speaking of gold and silver, somebody had mentioned gold and silver in the chat, and I promised you I'd show you the prices. Silver is $75.64 right now, so it's going down. Buy the dip. You buy low, sell high, right? Or don't ever sell it at all. Pass it on down to your children or your future generations. Gold is at $4,453. Again, silver is $65.64. And there are some palladium and platinum prices and copper prices you all can look into as well. If you're not able to afford silver or gold right now, if it's not in your budget, then look for some copper. Copper is not expensive. It's like less than $3 per ounce. And if none of those are in your budget, please be encouraged. The whole world is changing. We all will be wealthy. Every single piece of wealth that this earth has is for we the people. Nobody lays claim to the earth, okay? There's an old indigenous statement that says the earth does not belong to us. The land does not belong to us. We belong to the land. That's what the ancient indigenous people used to say. So just know that there's more than enough for everybody. There's silver, gold, palladium, platinum, all that, all the resources are for you and I, for me to enjoy, family. If you are in the market for foreign currencies, then you can go to 100 trillions, 100 trillions with an S.com, banknoteworld.com, safedinar.com, ebay.com, Etsy and Amazon even sells it. Great American Coin Company sells foreign currencies. All of these different places, or you can just Google online where to buy foreign currencies, because when you do that, you're buying them while those currencies are depreciated. And then once they make a official announcement that those currencies have been revalued and they're trading on the Forex, then they'll be put back on the value. The currency will have the value that it was before the countries had sanctions and before the countries were going through war. Then you'll be able to go to the bank with the new rate and receive a great return on your investment. Okay. So in my private group, we talk about the protocol, banking protocol, what you need to do, what you need to know, what you need to have in order for the foreign currency exchange. Everybody has their different version of what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to have. I'm telling you, I'm showing you on my membership group what I have in terms of what you're supposed to have. Okay. I also have videos on there that says, banks are ready for foreign currency exchanges. So if you go to my membership group, you'll see certain videos, and I'm going to get out of here. I have a meeting to go to here. This is the membership group. Great news for currency holders. That's the extended video that talks about how banks met globally to make sure they're ready for currency exchange. This is the shortened version right here. This video right here is where I'm talking about how we know that the gold standard is in place. And I have a private attorney general to talk about how to walk in your sovereign capacity. That video did so well, I had to close it to members because it was for the main public, but he was getting inundated by so many clients. It was kind of hard to contain them. So we just like opened it up to the members only. That information is very valuable stuff. You don't hear a lot of people talking about how Chief Max talks about how to operate in the private. And I have all his videos, many of his videos, not all of them, in here as well. And then we have a private attorney general who works for We the People. Here is the banking protocol video right here for foreign currency exchange. That is a dynamic video. Our Soul Tribe loved it. And we have videos about how to eat healthy, how to eat clean. And here's the video here. I need to change that meme on that thumbnail. Countries unveiled their new revalued currencies. And I tell you, a list, I did a slideshow of all the countries that I know of that recently unveiled their new currency after they locked the zeros off. So, which means that they're ready for a foreign currency exchange. They're ready, family. The banks are ready. The countries are ready. Yes, the reset is happening in real time. Mr. Cut Cost says Japan is buying physical silver for $130 an ounce. Don't be fooled. So if Japan is buying silver for $130 an ounce and we see the price at what, 70 something dollars, like $75, family, they're suppressing the prices. The source creator is giving you an opportunity to go and get you some silver right now. Okay, go get what you can afford. If silver coins, if that's too much for you, you then get a lower denomination, get a half an ounce, a fourth of an ounce, get sterling silver, get some silver jewelry, go to the pawn shop, the antique shop, make it happen. Go to your local coin dealer. Okay, if you don't feel like going online to find a coin dealer, go to your local coin shop. Google coin dealer near me. You might have to pay a little more because you're doing business, local business. You know, they have to offset their costs, right? But go to your coin dealer and get you some silver, gold, or copper, and foreign currency. Some of your coin shops, actually. sell foreign currencies. Or you can contact my affiliate, Miles Franklin, been in business for almost 4 decades, 40 years. It's a family owned business started by his dad. Andy Sheckman is the CEO, but his father, David Sheckman, started the company, and I've had him on my podcast many times. You can call Miles Franklin Precious Metals Company at 952-929-7006 or send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Listen, family, people say to me a lot, I can't afford it. I don't have it. Oh, you have a personal banking story? Mr. Cut Cost, I wish I knew that. Do you want to come on for a few minutes before I leave, or you want to come on tomorrow? You want to come on tomorrow? Or you want to come on right quick and tell your story? But people tell me I can't afford it. I'm struggling. And I know that. Trust me, I get hit by high costs too. Groceries, man, they are expensive. Gas price, which are coming down, thank God. So I know what it's like. So get what you can. Do what you can. I have a short clip on it's just less than 1 minute of Chief Max saying for $50 you can get like 500,000 Vietnamese dong. For $70 you can get 1,000,000 Vietnamese dong. For a couple dollars you might be able to get Zimbabwe agro checks. For a couple dollars you can get Venezuelan bolivar. There's always a way, family. And sometimes pawn shops sell old currencies. Your local coin dealer might have old currencies. Okay. Tomorrow. Okay. Good. I look forward to Mr. Cut Cost. How about 11 o'clock tomorrow, 10 or 11 o'clock tomorrow? Okay. Email me at kiapruitt@gmail.com and I'll make sure have you on, or you can just come on when I come on at 11 and I'll send you a link. All right. I love you, family. It's time for me to go. I want to be on time. My mother always told me, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. So let me go. I love you, family. Peace. Go and make this a great day. Bye-bye. Answer the questions in the chat or in the comment section. Okay, family? I love you. Talk to you soon. Peace. And thank you again for joining us. Bye-bye.